The first step in the development of your marketing plan is to make sure that you know who your customer is for the specific plan. As an example, you might be working with Kellogg's. There's a variety of different cereals, and if you're marketing, you need to know which specific cereal and which audience you're going to be targeting for that specific cereal. So, who are you targeting with your marketing plan? What is important to that target audience? Maybe it's taste for children if they were looking at Cheerios. Maybe it's heart healthy if you are marketing to the parent. How are you going to reach your customer segment? They have different favorite ways to be able to learn about new items. And then why is this the perfect segment to focus on for your marketing plan? Be able to defend your decision. And then we start with demographics. So within marketing segmentation, demographics is age range, gender, income, location. It's those general features that give us that starting point that we're looking for. But then we want to take it further. We want to know their job, their career path. Do they have a family? You would market very differently to a 25-year-old who is single, upwardly mobile in her career, and looking to relocate versus a married mom who's 25, a new baby, and maybe is staying at home for right now. You want to know the geography of the person. Do they live in the city? Do they live in the country? Do they have a long commute? Where do they drive? Where do they drive by? Is your product or service on the way? If it isn't, how are you going to build value so that they want to make that extra travel time? What goals are they working toward? And what challenges are they facing as they work toward those goals? What frustrations do they have? And then how does your product or service help them reach their goals or address those challenges? How can you use marketing efforts to communicate your solutions? To reach your target audience, you want to focus on your customer's life. What's going on in their life? What is their current lifestyle? What do they value? What are their interests? What are their general attitudes toward your product or service in general? If they have a negative attitude, you'll need to work toward adjusting that in addition to marketing. And then how can you use what you've learned to reach your target audience segment? Let's look at an example. We'll choose the product of dog collars. And the marketing plan will focus on budget line dog collars, so low cost dog collars. And then who are we going to focus on as our target customer segment? Well, we could go a variety of ways. We could do fashionistas, people who are very interested in fashion. We could do young families. They may not have the income to buy more expensive collars. And we could do children who are just getting a pet and who may not have a lot of money to be able to buy dog collars. Well, of those three target segments, I would anticipate that fashionistas would be the ones to buy the most. So we'll focus on them as our target customer segment. So within fashionistas, we're looking probably at females, 20 to 35, and we'll focus on single, no children. This doesn't mean that married people and people outside that age range or outside the female gender can't purchase the collars, but it does give us a specific focus as we move forward. We'll focus on the low to moderate income range, and then we start looking at their personality. Well, looks are important to them. Fashion is fun, and you can expand on that. Goals, well, they're going to school and they're wanting to get an associate's degree in retail management. So they have plans, but they also want to enjoy now. Their biggest challenge is that their discretionary funds are limited. What's important to them is staying within their budget while they look good and they stay fashionable. How does our product solve those challenges? It lets pet owners customize the dog's look without spending a great deal of money. Now it's time to do research to verify your statements and expand on your knowledge. So you'll get to this point, and then you're going to do some additional research that's outside of your textbook. You'll probably do Google searches and see what you come up with as far as statements that support what you have found. And you may need to rewrite a bit what you've found. So for fashionistas, here's a couple of quotes. $43 million was spent in 2015. And millennials in their 20s to late 30s have been putting off marriage and parenthood, and they're spending more time with their pets. Then once you have that framework in place, it's easier to develop customer details when you have what's called a buyer persona in place. When you can have a picture of a person that is embodying your marketing plan focus, it helps you stay more effectively on track. So you develop a buyer persona. In this case, her name is Olivia and she's 27. She's single, has no children, and her income is $22,000 per year. Then we have to decide, okay, what are we going to say to Olivia? Well, we want to be able to tell her that you can mix and match dog collars to make her dog look as cute as she is. Then you're going to sell your persona on your solution. So you're coming up with catchphrases, and you may or may not use all of them, but it's a starting point. Be sure your dog looks as cute as you. Other dogs will be jealous. Dogs just want to have fun. Does your dog's collar clash with your shoes? They can be fun and lightweight. Depends on what message you're trying to get across. Once you have all of your information gathered, you're ready to put it into paragraph form and then add it to your marketing plan. For this marketing plan, we will be focusing on single females ages 20 to 34 who own dogs, with annual income in the range of $15,000 to $25,000. Because 62% of millennial women own dogs, it is likely there will be a large enough population to allow us to reach sales goals. 3/4 of all millennials see their pets as the first step in forming a family and easing into parenthood. In fact, 82% of millennials polled said that pet ownership should come before parenthood because it better prepares them for that next step. Millennials are more than twice as likely to buy their pets clothing as baby boomers. Places they look for unique dog products include online, pet stores, festivals, and fairs that include vendor booths. They are most likely to try a new product if others have commented perceived value in customer reviews. They also tend to buy if they are able to touch and hold the product prior to purchase. And then remember to cite your references both in-page, like Stada and Overs, and put them in the references section at the end of your plan.